Hi everyone, Ronald Ingram here, your rebel banker futurist, live right now from the Nevada high desert, looking down on the Luxor Pyramid. We're going out on X, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and everywhere else the signal reaches today. So welcome, and I'm going to harp on one thing today. We have over 2,000 followers on the different communities. And all we need to do to ignite Spock is two things. Click on the link in the description. Just do it right now. BROK.neobanks.com. Why? Well, it's pretty easy. There's many reasons that I'll explain, but how about this? You're getting free fungible Spock the second you do it. And if you're watching this Saturday, July 18th, you'll see BROK when you click on that link, and just click on that link and you'll get tokens, and those are fungible tokens that you can convert into anything. But most importantly, you can convert into a conversation with Spock, and you can ask questions about this project. You can ask questions about your business. You can ask questions about all the tools that are available for you to use. So, and how much are these tokens worth? Well, you can find that. If you click on the link, you'll see the tokens, 100 Spock, and you'll see what the value is of those tokens as well, and which fluctuates. And this is a disclaimer: this is not investment advice. I'm not an investment advisor. This is a freebie, so very, very low there. I don't know any risk to clicking on the link and picking up the free tokens that you're going to get. And all we need to do to really drive this project is for people to try Spock, and try BROK. So BROK is the easy way now to access Spock as well. So I made the onboarding process so easy. Last night, I did it with someone over dinner, and we're talking about the project. Pulled up Spock on BROK, and showed him on my phone, and got him to enter his mobile address, and and then in the gift section, which is right underneath the BROK avatar, right below there, you'll see your balance, and you'll see gift. And so I click gift, had my phone over to him. He enters his mobile number, and I put in an amount. Right now, keep in mind, you're getting 100 tokens when you click on that link, BROK.neobanks.com. When you click on that link, you're getting those free tokens. And I know that all of you haven't done it, because we've got 250 users, which is good. That's a great start for less than a week being live in a soft launch, right? And we haven't rolled this out publicly to anybody yet, so that's good. But we could do better. And what I posted about, in case you missed this, people don't understand the PayPal story and how compelling that is. When PayPal first launched, it started with a handful, I think 12 people, the team there, and a few friends and family. From those 12 people, within a month, they had 10,000 users. So that was December 1999. By the end of, I think they launched in October 1999, and by December 1999, they had 10,000 users, and doing following a process very similar to what we can do with even less compelling, I would say, than what we can do with BROK right now. So by December 1999, they had gone from 12 to 10,000 users. So, and this wasn't linked to a crypto project like our project, like BROK is connected to Spock. So imagine what that does to Spock when you have user growth like that. If we had 10,000 people on BROK, we only have about 1,000 investors, and you can say investor because it's a digital asset. It's not a security. Spock is not a security, but it is a digital asset. But just imagine the impact of having 10,000 users. That can happen if you all, even if there's just a handful of us on today, it only takes a dozen or so to send a gift to somebody. So activate, receive your gift of 100 tokens, and do that now if you haven't already. If you're watching this right now, do that now. The link is, I think I even put it in the title, so going out on YouTube, and it's in the description. But just really highlighting that's no obligation. You don't have to enter a credit card or anything. Just click on that link, and then you see Spock, and then or see BROK as well, and you can start engaging and asking questions. How progress on the project, which I'm going to talk about. But and I won't belabor this too much more. But where did they go from 10,000? Where did PayPal go? December 1999. In 2 months, from 12, they grew to 10,000 users. By February 2000, that number had grown to 100,000 users. And why? Because all they did was incentivize people to send that gift. And so the recipient got $20, and eventually that went down pretty quickly. They dropped that down to $5. We don't have to do that because we're not talking about fiat. We're talking about a digital asset that is right now very, very inexpensive. And as it's kind of like the inverse of a pyramid, where it starts with me, and I have given Spock away. Now, if you give some Spock away, then that gets people. That's a good way to get engagement. PayPal didn't have any advertising of any kind. They just got people engaged with this one concept of paying it forward, sharing is caring, which we call our sharing is caring program. So where did they go from 10,000 to 100,000 users by February 2000? By April 2000, this is all pre-eBay. This is all that PayPal was at that time, was a mechanism to send funds between people. It didn't really gain traction as an e-commerce method of payment until eBay, where it just exploded. But this is rather explosive pre-eBay. So April 2000, they had 1 million users. That's 10x growth. By the end of Q1 2000, March 3rd, they had, so that include after attrition and everything, they had 800,000 total accounts. By the end of 2000, this is still pre-eBay, they had 2.2 million active accounts. And by the end of Q3 2000, they had 3.7 million active accounts. By the end of Q4 2000, they had 5.5 million active accounts. So you see this, by the end of this period of time, they had grown their account base by 183 times. Now, you might say, well, they had first mover advantage. Well, at the time, people thought thought of it quite differently. And I think this is another, you could think of it in quite the opposite terms, really. At the time, people were dubious about whether e-commerce would ever even catch on, believe it or not. People were dubious whether people would do their banking online. And so there's a lot of resistance. There were a lot of headwinds, but by people, this is kind of the beginning of the trust-based economy that we're really moving into way more than we were in 1999, with fakes, with fraud, with AI. There was plenty of fraud and many fears about hackers. And in 1999 and 2000, that's why people thought digital commerce, just accepting credit cards online, was difficult. And my first really great success was catching that pattern early and turning that into beanstream.com, which was acquired by Bambora, which was acquired by Worldline. And today, that company that I formed, the people, the engines, the models, the business model, the business plan, still being executed today, generating hundreds of billions of dollars. So I see this exact same pattern here, where crypto is, now that it's been since March 16th and the SEC, CFTC clarifying guidelines came out, and then on the April 28th memo that came out, we have a lot more clarity, and we are about to bridge the gap from early adopters into the early mainstream, where you have 50% of the population starting to engage. We're nowhere near that right now. We're not only are you early with SPOK, you're early even if you're in crypto and you've survived the chaos of the early years of crypto. Congratulate yourself. You're among the very early adopters of something that was very uncertain. And even now, there are many people that are still dubious about crypto. But you and I know that this is here to stay. Bitcoin volume now, transaction volume, not transaction volume, dollar volume of transfers using Bitcoin exceeds the total GDV, gross dollar value of Visa and MasterCard transactions combined. That's a true stat. And by the way, those stats that I gave you from the PayPal story, those are from the SEC. Those are from SEC filings. There's also a book that I can throw in the link. If someone asks, I'll share the book link. But that's the essence of it. The key thing from that whole book that I think many people have missed, kind of the secret sauce. And I don't know if it was Elon Musk or Peter Thiel that thought of it, but that really worked for them to grow the interaction. And why do we want to grow the interaction that way? That's the way that we invert the banking system. That's the way that we very cost effectively acquire new customers. But it's more than customers. We acquire participants in this movement to invert the banking system and to give everybody a seat at the high table. For 95 years, banking has been concentrated, controlled, and directed. All the central banks in the world, it's kind of a misnomer to call a central bank. I guess you have central national banks, so that are central and direct the nation, and direct all the banks in the nation to agree setting monetary policy and such. All of them which are privately owned, not owned by the state, and they try to turn that into a positive by saying, oh, that creates separation in banking, and the state shouldn't have control over that. And to a degree, I agree with that, in that individuals should have control of private property and assets. And if assets are denominated in dollars, then the people should have say in those dollars. And so it's ideologically, I believe, and core values for our project, for any project that I've ever done, are pretty simple. They're privacy, number one, security, also high. So these aren't necessarily in order, okay? But they're all important. Privacy, security, self-sovereignty, that is number one, actually. And innovation and community. And if you want to do a deeper dive, ask BROK. So so let's talk a little bit about what's happening right now with BROK and the really exciting stuff that we've got coming up. That's why just go on with this. So these are factual things. So we have a large press release that's going out that will have, this is before launch. We have actually, let's talk about what we have right now. Okay. So even what's happening on launch and what's happening after launch. Okay. So right now, we now have the super easy, the easiest onboarding for a digital asset ever. I did it over dinner, and the individual bought $100 worth of SPOK on the spot because he got the link, clicked on the link. You can see the options: $9.99, $20 and $50, and then the free form where you can enter in. We had somebody enter in $50,000 one time, and whatever the limit is on your credit card or debit card, you can enter that as a open field. It has $50 set as a default. You just go in and you'll see, if you go through, you'll see the different buy now buttons. And then there's the form where you can put in any amount that you want. So first he did to do it quickly, I think he did, what did I say? It was $20, I think. Maybe it was 20, 50, something like that. No, it was 20. So he did 20, and then I don't remember what it's irrelevant with which amount was. He did instant buy now, and then it was so easy. He said, well, let's try on so boom's done, goes to Stripe. One of his cards, he's already has Apple Pay comes up there as well. So he just tapped on Apple Pay, boom, done. He said, wow, that was really easy. And his wife, who's a SPOK star, watched it, and she'd gone through the original process where you had to, scan your driver's license and go through the whole KYC thing that you have to go through with a custodial wallet because of all the different assets that they have. And also they're bound by legacy rules before the CFTC and the SEC defined what a digital asset is and clearly, and made it clear that according to their definition, SPOK is a digital asset and not a security. And it's not a currency either. So it is a digital asset, just like an ebook. It's not just like an ebook, but in terms of being digital, something that you can buy online and download and have access to, and it has its own intrinsic value. Yes, it is. That's kind of what you have with SPOK, is a digital asset that has real utility. And I think that's pretty clear how it has real utility, right? You can access these are things that we have right now. We have the Inneagram personality test, gives you your type according to the most robust, in my opinion, personality typography you can find. There's DISC, there's Myers-Briggs, and there's the Riso-Hudson Enneagram and the Ingram Enneagram, or the Inneagram. That test, it costs you. So how much is a SPOK token worth? Well, that test, I think, is 1 or 2 tokens. Okay, so less than a penny. to run that test. So you won't burn very much of your SPOC to get to use those tools. IEM, also very inexpensive to use, generates a report. I think also less than 2 tokens, and you can run a prospectus through there. You can run a loan application. You can run any business document and get a decision on whether you should proceed or not based on the IEM. That's available. The Business Canvas, a new tool that just rolled out a couple days ago. That is a tool that allows you to build a business plan from scratch. 15 questions. It's the most popular tool that all incubators, every entrepreneur should know. And it gives you a business plan and a single page. Basically, it takes you through a process to make sure that you've thought through all the different aspects of your business, the market, the operations, accounting, strategic alliances, product development, the order of development, rollouts, all the things that you need to know to start your business and launch a successful business can be captured in a one-page document. That's available. They'll guide you through the steps. Also now added the ability to speak to SPOC. So that was something that was added. So you can see now in the app there's a mic. You just tap the mic, and then you can talk to SPOC, talk to BROK, and you can hear BROK come back. If you want to conserve tokens, turn off the audio, the speech, and turn off the avatar, and your tokens will go a lot further that way. But this is not Chat GPT. This is a very sophisticated memory system that's stratified and unique and novel and proprietary, that remembers your information, and remembers content and context. We actually had, and I appreciate all the feedback that you get when you have conversations. Take a snapshot of something that looks great and share that with everybody. If something doesn't, share it as well. Send it to me, and that's how we also make SPOC and BROK better all the time, is with your feedback. So we had a situation where you'd want to start a new fresh conversation, and the context would carry over to prior conversation, maybe from the prior day, when you actually want BROK to forget the prior day information and start fresh, but not forget you. So now you can just reset that conversation and clear your dialogue boxes, and especially on the mobile app where you have limited real estate, that's a nice feature to have. So those are all things that are available right now, and the send, I've made that now so that once you've gifted somebody or sent SPOC to them for the first time, after that, now you have a link, and you can send SPOC back and forth anywhere in the world for free instantly. So think about the implications of that. So before launch, there's going to be this major press release, and I have a lot of many more events. I had a one-on-one meeting yesterday, with a large investor that is coming on board for sure, and already put in quite a bit over dinner, and and also with this new onboarding process, you are part of the reason it's so simple and you can buy it with a credit card as a digital asset is that it is off chain initially. So, but you can transfer it just a click of a button, put in and so if you already have a Soulflare or Phantom wallet, and if you don't have one, it's still good to get one before your balance gets too large, and then you can just and so on Monday I'll be showing him how to move that money over from the Genius wallet inside of BROK over to his custodial wallet, and from there, even how to set up a hard wallet, cold storage, air gaps, and all of that for maximum safety and preservation and self-sovereignty. So all of that is in place right now and very powerful. So meeting, then I have Tech Alley today and more meetings, and Crypto Monday on Monday. Then the press release, that will be seen by, through syndication and everything, will probably be seen by over 1 million eyeballs. So that will be their first real public thing. That will have, I would expect to have an impact. It will certainly increase our awareness, and because our wallet and the Genius wallet and BROK and SPOK are designed to support people at any level, whatever level they're at, that I think we'll get some good results just from that, and that's all before the 24th. So on the 24th, please, if you know anyone in Vegas, send the invite. You'll see it on X. I think I've shared it on Telegram as well. But forward that to a friend, DM it to them if you happen to know anybody in Vegas. Do it quickly, because there is limited seating, and there are a number of invites that are going out today. So I think that we'll start to see that event fill up, and that's going to be at the Las Vegas International Business Center. Great facility, great relationship with the people there, connected to Nevada startup, and we'll have TV executives there. So now I'll start to transition into what is coming after the launch. So the reason I have TV executives there, I'm in development meetings to talk about a show that I'll be co-hosting on the future of business, investing, crypto, banking, all the topics that are near and dear to me. Artificial intelligence, how to use artificial intelligence, and how artificial intelligence can amplify the productivity of small businesses and artists, innovators, creators everywhere. And during the development conversations with this TV studio, I shared with them BROK, and then I showed them BROK, and they got pretty excited about it. And I think that we can expect to see BROK featured on this show. And that has the addressable market through this TV station, and I'll reveal more as the on launch. Actually, that would be smart, wouldn't it? That would be good. I should talk to them about revealing more. We don't have a name yet for the show, but the content has been decided. There's a co-host that's been identified, and so the next development meeting will be finalizing things, and it's set to happen September, to start in September. So we'll have an announcement about that show with the TV executives there on July 24th, coming up in less than a week now. So that is pretty material, and I didn't want to say too much. I've alluded to this TV show a little bit in the past, but it's a sure thing. It looks like at this point. So that's why I'm giving you more details. And then once we've really nailed it, scheduling and the name of the show and who the co-host is and all of those things, maybe that's already been decided. I'm not the decision maker. And this is not my show that I generated. Actually, this was unsolicited. They approached me. Why? Because of the Vegas banking zone idea and the efforts to expand awareness of Vegas and to diversify our economy beyond gaming. And the Vegas banking zone, I also refer to it as Monaco West, because gaming and resorts go hand in hand with banking for centuries. UBS got their start with the relationship with Monaco, and UBS being a Swiss bank, one of the largest banks, oldest banks in the world. And so it makes sense to have more banking power and influence centralized in, well, decentralized, but at least for you need cooperation, but even with Interstellar Bank, we need to get funds on Earth too, right? They're not used to us in space only, but the processing accounts can be domiciled in space, and eventually in the future. This is further out future, but we need to have certain zones where the government is interested and supportive of supporting this concept. And the current administration would be, I think future administrations could be persuaded as well, because certainly Vegas should be an advocate. And if they're not, Tim Scott, I think it would be quite interested in having Charleston as a banking zone. So the CBZ instead of the VBZ, or both. And anyway, so that's something that I'll talk a little bit, but the main focus on July 24th, the launch is of course the live demonstration of BROK. And the reason I haven't done that yet on stream is I was almost going to do it today, but then I went through it again and looked. There's too much personal information, so it's just a tiny bit more development to make sure that when I do a demo, any personal information is masked, and because I want to show real live transactions, how the gift works. But believe me, it is so simple. So if you haven't already, before you get off this call, go to BROK, BROK.neobanks.com and click on that link. And if you already have done that and are already on board, send the gift to somebody. And I will be tracking that, and I will be gifting those that gift people an undisclosed amount yet. I'm not going to commit to what exactly that amount is, but so you will also, just to further boost this, I'm going to do it randomly and at random amounts. The reason that I didn't do, like PayPal did this, but the reason I didn't do this is that because we have, as the awareness of BROK and SPOK propagates, it's not like fiat, where you're not going to change the value of a dollar by sending somebody a dollar. You're not going to. It's not going to make a difference in the monetary system. You're not going to add to it's immaterial, right? But with SPOK, if you through BROK, if you gift somebody just by having you don't even need their mobile number. You could text them, you can email them, you can just generate the link and send it to them. Just try it. And actually, for the first one, even just say, "Hey, I'm just trying this for the first time, and let me know what you think." Right? And they get it, and you talk about it. That gets us more useful feedback from people the people that know you are the most valuable to us, because they trust you, you trust them, and they will give us authentic feedback as well, so that we can make SPOK ever more compelling, right? So if you're already on, then do that. If you haven't, if you've done it before, do it again, and you'll be rewarded for a limited time. And I'll formalize this and announce this right now. But for anybody that hears this, you have my word that you will get, if you gift people, you will be gifted. And but you're already getting, as I was saying, you're already benefiting by propagating the awareness of SPOK and BROK. That raises the tide for everyone significantly. Every new person makes a big impact. And you know what I always say, right? That it only takes one person to change the world. And Margaret Mead said, never doubt the ability of a small group to influence change in the world. Indeed, that's the only thing that ever has. So this is a perfect example of that. We have no time and space friction. So the only thing that, or the thing that will accelerate us even more quickly, is for people to click on that link quickly and to gift quickly. And that just increases the rate at which the wave grows. And if you're in SPOK, you're part of this wave that we can accelerate together very easily, just a tiny little nudge. And PayPal showed that what I'm saying has been done before, and it's never been done the way we're talking about doing it with crypto, where we've removed all the friction for people to get engaged. But I know I'm belaboring this, but it's just right there, right? It's right there. And I want all of you people that are early, and if you're listening to this and before July 24th, you're early. After July 24th, you'll be less early, but you'll still be early. The whole industry is early, and I think what we're doing is one of the most exciting things in the whole industry. It's the only meme coin that has massive utility. We have utility in terms of patents, issued patents, for very important things. We're talking about trust, scoring, risk identification, ID verification for online transactions for people, and now for machines as well with NeoScore. So this is, as we move into a global agentic banking system, which we are leading the way in doing, that is a key piece of the singularity economy, is this machine-to-machine transaction capability, which we've built into SPOK from the beginning. And if you dig around inside BROK on the at brok.neobanks.com, if you dig around in there, look, you'll see in the wallet section at the very bottom, you'll see coming soon the BROK wallet, which is where BROK has its own wallet, and you can allocate a budget, an amount, to authorize BROK to spend on your behalf. So that is the future that everyone is talking about. That is that far away, with it's built into the platform already. If I want to focus on that will be done in days. But there's a couple things that we need to do first. So first we need to get this launched, which is a big lift, securing the venue and all these things that had to be done. The tickets now, the ticketing system, the tickets that are available, all of that takes teamwork. And by teamwork, I mean my ZPE, a zero-person enterprise. And so the whole team of agents amplifying and working on all of this. But so after, and these are the things that I have to prioritize for immediately after the launch. The NeoScore, that's the issued patent that has been expanded to provide it is already an alternate credit score that's portable, where you own your own data, where your data is transportable, or immigrants that come here legally from another country will have their score with them wherever they go, and banks can utilize that score and as an alternate, or not as an alternate yet. They'll use it. They could, but regulatory and all that, I'm not sure that they would or should. use it instead of a credit score right now, but they'd use it for sure as there's a lot of interest from banks in using this as an adjunct, as an additional data point, because it matters a lot to a bank that does even a $20,000 loan or 100 or never mind $1 million loans. An additional non-correlated data point about the risk of a loan on the risk management side is worth a few bucks to them to do that. And that's what we're talking about for a full Ingram evaluation matrix and NEO score. For a bank, the consumer doesn't pay, a bank or lender pays for this. And with the permission of the consumer, your information is your information, and you can decide who gets to use it or not. And with your permission, then the lender that uses that, they pay for it, and now you have improved your options and possibilities to get a loan, especially if you're new to the country or new to the workforce, because one of the key elements, the magical algorithm in the patent, looks at the social graph. It doesn't judge you on what you do and don't do, but it looks at your social graph. So if you don't have a digital imprint of any kind, it's not really going to help you that much. But especially for young folks that are just entering the workforce, or anybody that has been, as their parents have probably been telling them to do, if they were wise parents, to build a good reputation online and build a reputation online. Now this actually provides a financial incentive to do that. So the algorithm looks at the quality and quantity of your network, and your network and the network of your of the nodes connected directly to you, and propagates out from there. And in a way, and it looks at the duration as well of these contacts. And so that makes it very immune to bot attacks, because a bot can pretend to be a person, even their image and likeness now, but a bot cannot create a 5, 6, 7, 8 year history on a social media platform. So there's all kinds of negative things that are said about social media platforms, but social media is like crypto, inevitable. And the positive aspect is it allows people to connect when it's not being used divisively. So let's all take responsibility for what is, and be sharing more positive messages. And that's something that you're doing when you're inviting people into the SPOK community. We believe in the prospiracy, that there is intelligence, active intelligence that is negentropic, so moving us towards evolution and advancement and ever greater beauty and sophistication and knowledge and wisdom, and expanding all aspects that are beautiful and good and truthful. And those are the things that we need more of. And that's what we're fueling when we're supporting SPOK and BROK. We're authenticity, truth, clarity, privacy, security, self-sovereignty, private property rights, free speech, all of these things. So NEO score is high priority, but even before that, I'm going to do one more accessibility thing. I think unless people tell me otherwise, unless I hear otherwise, I'm going to create an app to make BROK available in app form, which is the form factor that most people tell me that they're most comfortable with. So it's another way to bridge the gap with newbies, but I don't know, maybe other people as well feel that way. So maybe I'll do a poll just to make sure I'm on the right track. But I think the next feature after launch is an app, and that takes like 2 to 4 weeks to get, because of compliance and all of that, we and security. So most of that is testing, checking, and also I can't control the Apple Store, right? So that can add extra time. So allowing 2 to 4 weeks probably to get this in an app form. Just decided that last night. Not fully decided because I'm just speaking to the community about this for the first time, and I'll put this out in X. And if you want to be proactive, encourage me to do that. And to get an app. So an app for BROK in app form. That's NeoScore. More theater demo events. So we'll see how the event on the 24th goes, if there's immediate traction and good buzz about that. I think there will be. And then I have lined up demo events at even cooler venues. And if that works, we can go cooler, bigger venues and repeat that. So I've already got one beautiful theater lined up that we'll look at doing an event at within the next 30 days or so, or not more than 30 days, next month, sometime next month, around the same time, probably as middle of next month, or towards the end of next month, before the end of next month, a theater demo event, depending on how our event goes on July 24th. My book, that's after this major push. Mind you, the push to get the app and the NeoScore out, that's pretty. NeoScore will probably take a little bit longer, but before the end of the year. And then the TV show, so there's a lot actually that's lining up for September. And the trading signal system, that actually is ahead of schedule. That is because there was a whale that wanted that right away, and that's something that I've been thinking about. So again, an individual can make a difference. So somebody wants a feature, especially if they're if it benefits the whole ecosystem. And I think, judging from the feedback that I'm getting, people are pretty excited about the potential to have access to a system and because I've had to again have to look at regulatory compliance. Hopefully with the VBZ, Vegas Banking Zone, we'll have a lot more latitude in the future, but in the interim, have to make sure I don't color outside the lines and get myself and get the project into just keep it on the best track possible, right? And which we've been doing and which we will continue to do. And but this trading signals, it's be positioned as a research and development platform, and with an execution layer as well. So people will be able to subscribe just to the data and the analysis and do their own trades, but see how the signals that BROK is providing work in full transparency. And then for a premium, people will be able to access an execution automation tool, and where the funds are always in their wallet. And so that provides an extra level of security, because there's sanctions for some countries, unfortunately, still, and America is very limited. Some states are also trying to promote. It's not just there's friction between the federal government and state governments, I think, as to what platforms are accepted and not, like the poly markets, etc. There's a lot going on behind the scenes there, and but we're built for all of those markets when they become available, and we're going to make those signals available outside of the U.S. And part of one of the protection layers, make sure that we don't just unknowingly enable anything that is circumventing regulations. These signals are implemented inside your own wallet, so you have control if you access the autonomous system to whether to accept those signals or not. And and can highly automate that as well. But it's all within your wallet, so you will only be able to connect your wallet to platforms like Hyperliquid, for example. You can't connect that in the US. I think you can in maybe British Columbia and Canada, but not in Ontario. And I don't know, I'm not a lawyer, and check with your own lawyers and check the rules yourself. But if you can connect to in your country, you can, if you want to see and get ready for when these signals become available, if you can connect to Hyperliquid in your country, then you could access these signals and turn on the auto execution and have the system trading. And I've shared on X, what some of the early results were. Those are early results, paper results. So because I was going to go live, but that's how I found out that some of the systems that I wanted to use, some of the platforms that I use, are not allowed in the US. So I am staying in the rules and regulations and abiding by what the requirements are. So and there are trading platforms that so Kraken and Kalshi are open for with some limitations. And in Kraken's case, you have to be a sophisticated investor according to the government, the regulatory guidelines, and have significant net worth and all kinds of restrictions there, even for US. Kalshi as well, has restrictions, but is more open. But I've not been able to get anybody and I'm tracking everything that everyone says online and all the social media platforms, all the claims that are made. I may put out a newsletter to protect people from all the scams that are out there. And that's something that the NeoScore will do on a micro level, looking at individual parties and crypto and devs. And before you participate in a project, you'll be able to do more due diligence on it quite easily. And between the NeoScore and the Ingram evaluation matrix, but also I'm doing like a global scan of everything, looking for new methods, new systems, looking at research papers, looking at academic papers, looking at the buzz, what's hot, the latest on OpenClaw. A lot of hype around OpenClaw, things that aren't true, but actually one of the best models that I have working, because I have an arena where we put out or have many models that compete against each other, and the survivors continue and improve, and the least effective models get dropped and replaced by new ones, and it's all heuristic, so it's all learning, and that's the nature of the system that people would have access to for additional subscription to get access to these signals that could literally, rather than just helping you budget and save money like many other systems do, actually help you find ways, and this is one of the ways that I would find ways for you to make money without providing you the research to do it yourself, right? So that we're not providing investment advice. BROK doesn't provide investment advice. I don't provide investment advice. I just share the research that we have and what the results of the research is, and always with properly disclaimed and running everything through compliance as well, to make sure that everything is kosher, and also advocating and to at the highest levels to change regulations so that we are less constrained, because frankly right now, every American citizen is being blocked from some of the most profitable, effective tools that are out there. So there's a lot, and that will be coming and continue to keep coming in rapid fire after the July 24th launch. So that's all for today, and I would encourage everyone, and I'm going to do it myself right now in the last 5 minutes, put in a trade for the sake of the community. And you signal that by making it an amount that starts with 5. So 50 SPOC, 55 SPOC, that would be very, very minuscule. 500, 5,000, 50,000, 500,000, whatever amount is. And I'm going to open my wallet. Let's do that together if you're on board with this. Not investment advice. This is investment activism at work. And just go working out what the right amount is here. Okay, 1111. It works out to a BROK amount in 5. So I just did that, and so those are funds. When you do that, that just signals that those are funds that you're intending to, and of course, it's your money, right? You can do whatever you want with it, but we want to encourage people to hold and for their own benefit. That's what I'm doing anyway. So I can't advise you, but I haven't sold any SPOC. And also there is the Litepaper. So prior to launch, the new Litepaper will come up. It's quite expanded and rigorous investment grade documentation. So that is going out. Maybe I'll just share it widely, and or let's just add it to the website. Do it in the next, before the 24th. That will come out, and there will be updates to the websites as well. So that's coming, and before probably not only before the 24th, but before the big press announcement that will go into syndication before the 24th. So watch for that, and I'll keep you all posted. Live long and prosper, everyone.